Hello and welcome to Retro Reviews, my channel where I review my favorite retro video games of all time as well as some modern releases I have recently finished. Today I want to talk about Summer Games Fest because in all honesty, it was a lot of fun and I saw a lot of announcements that I was excited about, which is really surprising to me. I have seen a lot of conferences lately that have just kind of underwhelmed and I haven't been as excited, especially the State of Play. Just didn't see really much in there that I was excited about. But the Summer Games Fest was really cool, and part of the reason that it started off so well is that Jeff Keighley got up and talked about how the layoffs in the industry have been really demoralizing for a lot of people, but the fact that indie developers have been taking the spotlight and been making so many great experiences, and that they brought several indie developers to the show, I'm assuming free of charge, to like highlight a couple of these games that normally wouldn't get the spotlight, is a really cool idea. And I'm really proud of the Summer Games Fest for coming together and really pushing indie developers and talking about them and really putting them in the spotlight, because that's a really big thing. And you can see that throughout the conference. You have some bigger announcements for sure, which are always exciting. And I find myself thinking, you know, I do like the big announcements. You do want these big beefy games, but seeing a lot of indie developers get a lot of recognition for their work in the industry is so cool, and really talking about them in such a great light is awesome to see, especially again amongst all the layoff talk and all these big companies making stupid decisions. It was really good to see that set the tone. So I wanted to talk about some of my favorite highlights from the Summer Games Fest. I have a lot of them actually. I'm not going to talk about every single game, but I will be talking about the majority of them because again, this was a really good conference. And the games that I wasn't necessarily excited about, maybe you would be, and I think that's awesome. There's several games that I was intrigued by that I won't be talking about today, but I want to see a little bit more before I talk about it all. So with that out of the way, let's talk about some of my favorite announcements from the Summer Games Fest. First and foremost, they started off with Lego Horizon, which I think is a really cool idea. They already had Lego sets for Horizon Zero Dawn, so it does make sense that they'd make a game. But the best thing about this announcement is that it's coming to PlayStation, PC, and Switch on day one. It's not going to be a PlayStation exclusive for any amount of time, which is really cool. And hopefully that means that it will come to Xbox down the line as well. I don't know if that will come super soon, but I hope that it does. It's really encouraging to see something like Horizon getting a Switch Lego version on day one. I think that's fantastic. I talked about this recently about how exclusives need to go multi-platform at some point. I think this is great. Utilizing their Sony's Horizon property and giving it to multiple platforms in the Lego form at least is just really cool to me. So I thought that was fun, and I like Lego games, so I'm mildly excited about this one. Hopefully it ends up being really good. Next, I want to talk about Quidditch Champions. I think we've been all waiting for a really good Quidditch game, all the Harry Potter fans at least, for a very long time. This one is not exactly what I expected. I did expect them to be making a Quidditch specific game since it's not something you can do in Hogwarts Legacy, but because they did the broom flying and did a pretty good job with that mechanically in that game, I thought it would be something more realistic akin to Hogwarts Legacy, but it has a more cutesy art style. I think they're appealing to like maybe a younger demographic. It does look like it's going to be a good amount of fun. I hope it is a really good game. I think if they're making a Quidditch game, it probably means they know how to actually do it now. So I'm anxious to see if this ends up being something cool, because I think most Harry Potter fans have wanted to do Quidditch for a very long time. Next is going to be Civilization 7. Now, I haven't played the Civ games very much, but Civ 6 was fantastic. It's been like 8 years since Civ 6, so a Civ 7 announcement is really cool, and I'm excited for the Civilization fans. Looks great. Great strategy game, so looking forward to that one. My biggest one that I'm probably most excited about is Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. This is something that's already been announced. They've been releasing like trailer announcements for characters and stuff, but the release date in October looks so phenomenal. I'm so excited for to play this game soon. The Budokai Tenkaichi games are so phenomenal. I love Dragon Ball Fighters, and don't get me wrong, fighting games are kind of my bread and butter, but I really love the arena style as well, and it just looks like the best of the best. You've got the what if scenarios coming back, a huge roster of characters, like well over 160. You've got some really great, I just love everything about what they showed off in this trailer, and the fact that it's coming in October is super exciting. I cannot wait for Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. Next, it was a really cool announcement, Street Fighter 6 getting some crossover characters from Fatal Fury. You got Terry Bogard and Mai specifically. You also have a couple other characters coming in this next season, with Elena and M. Bison making a return, which is a really cool thing. I love how they've brought back like Akuma, and he looks much older and a very different design, and M. Bison is the same way. I actually couldn't even quite tell. You see the hat in the trailer, and I was like, okay, this is definitely a Bison. And then you see him, and I'm like, is that M. Bison? Is this someone else? No, it's definitely Bison, and he looks crazy and incredible, and I'm very, very excited for that. Street Fighter is one of my favorite games. The fact that they're putting Terry Bogard in is really cool. He's already in Smash, so it's great to see that we're getting some more crossover in all these other fighting games as well. Next, I really loved that Blumhouse is going to be breaking into the games industry. They're a horror movie platform. They do stuff like Get Out and most recently the Five Nights at Freddy's game. So they're really good at horror, and they're bringing the more subversive aspects of their filming into the gaming space, launching with a bunch of projects. They have several in development for this year. I think at least one for this year, but then a bunch coming soon after, a bunch of different genres. It looks fantastic. And again, this highlights the more like independent kind of vibe that they're doing. They're just doing a bunch of cool projects that they think will work. They have a lot of creative freedom to do whatever they want, and I'm really excited by that. A bunch of random horror games from Blumhouse that are in a bunch of different styles. Sign me up. It sounds fantastic. Next, Alan Wake 2 getting a physical release. I'm so excited about. I did not want to spend $70 on Alan Wake 2 just to get a digital version. I like having physical copies if I can get away with it, especially for these newer games, these really expensive games. I don't want them to go away someday. I want to have them, especially Remedy's games. I love their titles. So I've been holding out hope, waiting for Alan Wake 2 to get a physical release. I know they were trying to make back their money. This seems like a great way to do it. And the fact that they're taking a page out of Baldur's Gate 3's book with Larian Studios book and doing a deluxe version that's $10 more, so $80 for this deluxe version. It comes with all the DLC, which is amazing, and the new DLC is dropping today, which has some Jesse Faden from Control in it. Not sure what part she's going to play, but the fact that they're doing so much crossover is amazing. I love how connected the Remedyverse is, but also that they're going to be including Alan Wake Remastered with the deluxe version too is really cool. I did a review on Alan Wake Remastered. I gave it a platinum rank. I love that game. It's super weird. It's super fun. The fact that you can get Alan Wake 2 and the original game all in one package is so great. You should absolutely go and support Remedy right now with Alan Wake 2. Go out and pre-order a copy if you're interested in it at all. A lot of people gave it Game of the Year, or it was nominated for Game of the Year at the Game Awards for sure, and it had a really good chance of winning. It won several awards. So Alan Wake 2 getting a physical release is so exciting. I'm very excited about that one. I'm definitely going to be picking it up. Next, the Skate franchise returning. The Skate games have been long dormant, but like Skate 3 was one of the best skating games of all time, especially with Tony Hawk being absent. So the fact that it's coming back, it is under EA, but they did a great job with the Dead Space remake, so I am optimistic about this. I hope Skate comes back in full force and is something to be reckoned with, and everyone's really excited about it. I hope it's going to be fantastic. I remember when they said something about Skate, someone in the audience yelled so loud, they were so excited. I hope that it comes back exactly the way that we want it to. Next is Valorant getting console releases. I think that's really cool. I don't play on PC for pretty much anything, so the fact that it's coming to consoles and it's such a popular shooter game is a really cool thing. It probably isn't my cup of tea. I don't play a lot of online games anymore, but I have had that itch to get back into a first-person shooter game, a competitive game, so I might try it out. I think if there's going to be one, that one looks pretty cool. Next is Outer Sloth Games. Inner Sloth is the developers of Among Us, and they talked about how they're just giving a bunch of money to a bunch of these developers to launch some smaller projects. And again, this is highlighting the indie game like renaissance we're having right now. They want to take all the success they have with Among Us, and they want to help other developers bring their passion projects to life. And that's amazing. I have to commend them for taking such a big, bold risk here and just saying, yeah, let's give the reins to some other people and let them put out some great projects. I really want to commend Inner Sloth Games for doing that. I'm very excited about what all these projects are, and I hope they're wildly successful. Next is Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Kingdom Come Deliverance, if you don't know what it is, it's a very realistic first-person combat game, akin to like the Elder Scrolls games, but instead of being the Dragonborn, you are just some regular Joe Schmo, and you can die very easily. The combat is punishing and brutal because in real life, if you get stabbed with a sword, you're probably going to die or get hurt really badly and incapacitated. That's what Kingdom Come Deliverance is. It feels like clunky and hard to control on purpose because you're struggling to survive. You're trying to learn how to block and then just get one good hit in, and that kills people. And I think that's really funny. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 looks way better, and I'm really excited about it because the first game was really cool, and I'm excited to see what they do with the second one. Next one that I thought was really funny was Killer Bean. This like game made by one person. It's like a crime game with bullet time. The guy that is making the game worked on one of the Matrix movies, so the fact that it has bullet time and you're like this coffee bean or like this pinto bean or something is really funny. It looks hilarious. I love the serious tone behind it. It looks like, again, like the Matrix or Max Payne. Looks ridiculous and so much fun at the same time. I'm excited about that one. Next is Slitterhead, which is a Silent Hill developer, is making his new horror game. It looks interesting. I was a little bit grossed out by it. I'm not even going to lie, but it does look cool, and I am about the horror games, so I hope it's something really good. It looked maybe a little bit clunky for my discerning eye. Hopefully they iron out some of the issues, make it a little more smooth, but it does look pretty terrifying. Next is Wanderstop. This is an Annapurna Entertainment. This is a person that developed Stanley Parable. It looks like just some nice cutesy game until the end of the trailer when it gets really dark all of a sudden. I'm excited to see what they're going to do with this game because it looks bizarre and it looks very much in line with something like the Stanley Parable. Obviously it's going to have some twists and turns that keep you guessing the whole time. I'm just excited the fact that it's coming from Annapurna and from the creator of the Stanley Parable. I think that combination is really fantastic. Some other ones I really wanted to talk about that I kind of forgot about. Sonic Cross Shadow Generations is so exciting to me, and the fact that it's coming in October again is really fantastic. Sonic Generations is one that I actually never played despite being a pretty big Sonic fan, and the fact that they're getting Shadow coming back, he's my favorite Sonic character. He's coming back in Sonic 3 the movie. I'm really excited about that, and I cannot wait to see that game. I'm excited to buy that one and play that one. I'm really excited about that one. There's another project that I can't quite remember off the top of my head right now. Okay, I just remembered what the game was that I was thinking of. This is a game from the Persona developers. I believe it's called Metaphor, which looks fantastic. I'm very excited about that one. That's one that I remember seeing, and then it kind of just left my brain. I had a thought while I was recording the video, but I was going through my list. I didn't want to miss anything, and I forgot about it again. This one looks fantastic. I love the Persona series, so I wanted to make sure I mentioned that. It looks very akin to Persona, but a very different style, very different like setting and everything. I'm excited to see what they're going to do with this game. I'm really, really excited about it. But I really enjoyed Summer Games Fest. I thought it was so much fun. I had a great time watching the thing. I watched it from start to finish. I didn't expect to. I expected to see a couple announcements and go, well, this is not going very well, and I'll just read a synopsis later on. But it was actually really good. And with Xbox conference coming tomorrow, as well as Nintendo doing their direct sometime later this month, it looks like we're going to have some good announcements. Sony's State of Play sucked, but that doesn't mean that Xbox isn't going to come out the gate swinging, and same with Nintendo, and I'm excited to see what they're going to do. This gives me a lot of hope for the immediate future of games, and I cannot wait to see what's coming for the future for Xbox and Nintendo as well. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.